Yo, what's up my people? It's another new video, and this time around guys, I want to tell you what happens in the medical appointment at the embassy. So guys, keep it tuned. This is your boy Kaka Jonito USA. Follow for more, like, subscribe. So guys, today I want to discuss all the issues that pertains the medical examination process, what happens in the embassy, and how you know you have proceeded to the next level, which is to go to the interview, or how you know you'll have not proceeded to the next level, which is the interview. What happens and how do you know this? So welcome to this channel. So guys, directly I want us to go to what happens. So remember guys, I told you that you're supposed to book for the appointment for the medicals, and after you booked your appointment, they sent you an email to show you the day that you'll go to the embassy where your appointment will be, that is your medical appointment will be. And after they give you that information, they tell you the documents that you need to go with. So you have to carry all your documents, as we had already said in the last video. Remember we talked about these documents. So you go with all these documents, and ensure you go 1 hour and a half earlier or 2 hours earlier to avoid inconveniences. Because I remember for me, like for when I was going for the medicals, I was so early. That day at least I made it on time, because I went there around 5:30. That's when I was reaching there, and it was being open at around 6. So at least I had some good time. Remember I told you guys I got lost. I went to the embassy side where they were having the interviews instead of going to the medical at the IOM, that is still in Gigiri. So it's always good to go early, so that if all these inconveniences happen, you can be able, like to locate and know where to go to. So as I went early, for me, the first thing I was just carrying my envelope with all my documents, with my passport and all the necessities. And also remember, I had to carry the money. And the money here, I was supposed to carry it. I was not supposed to carry it in physical form, because at the IOM or at the medicals, they don't allow you to pay cash. So it's either you pay via the bank, and the bank, they will give you their bank that you're supposed to pay, or via mobile transaction, which is the method that I used to pay for my medicals. So my money was in the M-Pesa. That's how I paid that, because I come from Kenya. I used M-Pesa to pay for my medicals. And remember I told you guys I had done some immunizations because I wanted to reduce the cost of the medicals, because man, I didn't have money. So I was trying to save myself. I was trying to see how I can make it easier for me. So when I went to the medicals, as we were queuing at the gate, and I remember there were these guards who are checking, looking at the appointment. Because I remember I told you guys, you need to have print this appointment letter. Print this appointment letter for the embassy. Have it with you, because it shows the day that you're supposed to go for the appointment, and have all these documents with you, your passport and everything ready, and with your envelope, So these are the things that I was carrying, and we were queuing, and these guards were checking. So because now it was already time for us to enter inside. So as they check, they see, okay, this is okay, this is okay. Remember, there are some people who come there and their time is not yet. Some other people even forgot their time. They came late. Maybe it's past their day. Someone wants to have like an appointment on Monday, and it's on Tuesday, and they're coming for the appointment because they never checked the dates. You see, that's why it's always very good to check at every detail. Because I remember some people were sent back home. They are told, okay, your appointment is not today, your appointment will be next week. Others were told, okay, your appointment has already passed, there's nothing we can do. So it's always very important to check on the dates. Be specific, write them somewhere, and keep on checking every time to make sure that you do it on time and that nothing passes. So now as we were being checked in, remember that time COVID was also still there, so we had to wear a mask, we had to sanitize, you had to measure the heat temperature of your body, for them to see if you have high temperatures, then maybe you are at risk, or maybe you have COVID and stuff. So, and after they are checking and everything, they check your pockets if you have weapons and stuff. After that, you get sanitized, and then you go through. And when you go inside, now there's a waiting area. In this waiting area, that's where, as you go, there is a small screen where you have to put your names and stuff, so that you may get a ticket for you to wait. So in this ticket, maybe you are applying for the visa for going to Canada, you have to put that is Canada. If you're going to the UK, because even the same people from who are going to Canada and UK, they come there for their medicals, because as I said, it's an international organization for migration. So they do that. They check all people who are going. For the US, you do the same. So for those people who are going to the UK, they have in their ticket will be like UK before 5, 6, 7, or maybe for those who are going to Canada, it will be Canada 001. For those who are going to the USA, it will be like maybe US AB 32, something like that. So you'll be called in that sequence. So after you've been called by the after being called by the teller, because remember you'll be called in the numbers. Remember, there are those people who come with their children, and those people, they get the first priority. That's one thing that I liked about them, because they say, like those who have small babies, the babies have the tendency of being stubborn at some hours, especially when it's maybe from mid-morning and noon. So in the morning, they give priority to these mothers, because by the end of the day, because remember, you'll be like in that organization like for the whole day, so it will take you like very many hours. By the time you're saying like you are finished or you are done, you'll be so tired, and if you have babies, they'll have disturbed you in a good way, and so they give them the first priority so that they can go to these steps easier. So you go there, they confirm you have the appointment and everything. Then they show you where to go to. The place that we went to was a counseling area where you meet, for example, those people going to the UK, going to the Canada, you're slotted in certain numbers, then you go for the counseling. So in that counseling room, you find that maybe you are like 8 people, and then there's a doctor or a physician who comes and talk to you guys, tell you in this place, this is how we do things. You will get your blood tested for various diseases, and mostly especially they are checking for the sexually transmitted diseases, and also you'll have a chest x-ray to check for the TB. And if you have TB, guys, let me tell you that you will not be proceeding to the next level. If you have signs for TB, then you might have to do a second checkup, and if it also shows positive, then you cannot proceed to go to the US until you are cleared of TB. And if you have the STDs, then you'll have to take some medicine, because that one can be cured and can be healed earlier. Even so, that one cannot hinder you, but you'll have to take the medication so that you can go to the USA. So this counseling session is to let people know what is happening and what are the expected results that some people will go through and some people might not go through due to some levels. And maybe you're a family of 5, and you might find that in the family of 5, maybe 4 of you will be proceed to the next level, and 1 of you might not be proceed to the next level, or all of you might proceed to the next level. So these are some of the things that the reason as to why you go to this counseling session, for that people will be alert, and so that if you're fearing, they tell you, because you're going to pay for the medicals, If you are fearing and if you like you don't want to do this, you can back it at that moment and you say, hey, what? Let me save my 250. Let me save my, let me save my money. I don't want to use this money here because, I'm not sure, or because I think I have all these signs and symbols. So that's why you go to the counseling session. So that's the first thing. So after moving from the counseling session, after everybody is okay and everybody is alerted of what they can get on the line, now you start going now for the tests. And the first test you go to is the blood sample place, where they go and for those people who are under the age of 28, below 28 years, they are tested for the STDs. That is the urine test. It is done a sample urine test, tested for STDs and stuff. So if you have them, you'll have to take some medications, strong medication for you to prevent that or for you to cure that. And if you're okay, that's good. Then another thing, they draw blood from you to take a sample and see all the possible, diseases and stuff that can be there or anything of that sort. So for me, I was not given a urine sample, only blood was drawn from me, and that was it. It was taken to the lab and the results were to be given later. So from there, after you move there, these are waiting areas for that. So it will be called also, remember, the numbers, also the number that you are given, it will be used for the whole entire season. So that's what we'll be using. So after that, I go from there, I move back now to the x-ray place where you have the chest x-ray. You go to the chest x-ray, and now again you have to wait, because also in the order of how you came and in the order of how you submitted your number. So again you have to wait and be called one by one for the chest x-ray. So when you go to the chest x-ray, it's the most tensing part because remember, you are told if you don't have the chest x-ray records with you or the results with you at the end of the day, just know you'll not be going to the interview and you have already used your money. So it's the most tensing part. So I went to the chest x-ray, where you have to take off your shirt and stand at the x-ray machine. Then they tell you, breathe in a very deep breath in, then hold the breath, and then when I say release, you just release, and they take the picture. So I did that, they took the picture, and then had to, go back and wait. So the next level from now x-ray, now you go to the physical examination. The physical examination that it entails now even the vision, where they tell you take off your glasses if you have glasses, and then they tell you read some letters on the wall. If you can see, as for me, I told them, I can't see. I tell them what you can see. If you can see, if you cannot see, tell them. Then you wear your glasses, you read. If you read it well, they are like, okay, it's needed to have their corrective lenses and stuff. This one cannot hinder you from going to the USA. So if you don't see well, it will not hinder you from going to the USA. They'll just recommend you to wear some corrective lenses. That's it. So that one is not a worry. Their biggest worry is the chest x-ray, the results. So from there, they test the blood pressure. There's that machine that they tie on your hand. I've never received that test before. So when they tied that thing on my hand, it was so strong, and it was pressing me, and I was like, ooh, I got tensed. So when they were testing for my blood pressure, for the first time it was high because I got tense. My heart started pumping so high because I didn't know how that machine worked, because it starts pulling closer, and then it's so strong, it pulls you so strong, and until you feel like, woof, all right. So I told the lady, man, I've tensed, I didn't know that machine's gonna do that. So she was so friendly, so she did the second test, and after the second test it was okay. It dropped because of course I had tensed. Then we were talking. I remember this lady asking me, do you have any allergies? I said, no. And then I remember I said, oh yeah, I remember I have one allergy. And then she asked me, what is it? And I said, I have allergy for puberty. And she laughed. She said, oh, hata sisi hakuna mtu anapenda umaskini, hata mimi niko na hiyo allergy ya poverty. So we had some laughter moment. You know, sometimes just have some, you know, be fun. Don't just be so serious in everything you do. So we had some small chit chat and stuff after all the physical examination. Then from there, now I had to move from that point, then now to the next level, whereby you now go meet a doctor in the room, and the doctor now gives you he gives you the results about what you've gone through. Now, there was one part that I skipped to tell you. When you move from the counseling room, because before you start all these experiments and everything, you go to the counseling. After you move from the counseling room, you come and pay so that you can start doing the tests, okay? So after you move from the counseling room, you come and pay. For me, I remember I paid like 26,000 or 24,000. I think around 26,000 or 24,000 Kenyan money, because I had some tests done. Like I had a card with me, the vaccination card, so it excluded me to do all the vaccination. So I did not do any vaccination at the IOM at that moment. So the only thing I did was the physical examination, the chest x-ray, the blood drawing sample, and seeing the doctor, you know, testing for the eye visual. And now, so let's go back to the doctor. So now I've gone to the doctor, and now the doctor has to explain to me the results of all this examination and whether I have gone through or have failed. So I met the doctor. He was a Somali guy. We had some good time with him. We were talking, and he was talking in Swahili, and he asked me in Swahili, so John, umeamua kutuacha? And I was like, hapana, si tumeamua kuacha, lakini manze, when hii Kenya imefika saa hizi, I have to, you know, like itabidi tu nisonge tu mbele. We look for good greener pastures, because man, life is just like that, and if God allows, for me it will be better, you know, to go and look for this greener pasture. And he was like, oh, that's nice. I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best. So he said, so you're here and I'm here, and I want to explain to you about your results. But before that, I have to do the last test. So he said the last thing you need to do is to test my, I think the heartbeat here. So he takes the stethoscope out and put it on the ears, and he tells me to lie on a flat bed. And but then I was so, you know, like I was so ready. You know, somebody told me, when you go to this embassy, they tell you to undress and stuff, so you should be ready to undress and stuff. And I was like, oof, undressing. And I was like, what if I meet a female doctor? I need to undress. But it was not like that, because the only thing I removed was my shirt. So I took off my shirt, and he took the stethoscope, and you know, he measured the heartbeat rate, and after that he write it down. Then he now start explaining to me about my results, and he explained everything, and he told me, okay, I see here there was a slight like your blood pressure was slightly up. Do you have an issue with blood pressure? And I told him, oh, no, I don't have a blood pressure problem, but I have a problem with machines that I don't know. So I started telling him in a joking manner. Like I told him, okay, I remember when the lady was testing me, I didn't know what the machine is gonna do to me. So when she tied that thing on my hand, pressed me once, and I was shocked, because I didn't know what was happening. So I think, and my heart rate started beating so high. So I think during that time, my blood pressure raised, and he said, oh, okay. He said, okay, I understand. So he explained to me and everything, and he said, okay, everything here seems okay, and I am checking at your chest x-ray. And I was like, brrr. I hope this is positive, because as I said, third pillar, positivity. So he told me, your chest x-ray is okay, it's normal, and your result is here. So everything is okay for you? And he said, John, I'm wishing you the best to the USA, and as you go to the interview, may you succeed and everything. And I told him, okay. And he said, okay, ukienda huko situsahau. And I was like, yeah, sitawasahau. Kenya is still my country. You still have to invest in Kenya and remember also people and give this information to others. That's why I'm also giving this information to you guys, because I don't forget where I come from. I come from Africa. I come from, from Kenya, and I have to give you this information. So to cut the story short, so he told me that my chest X-ray is normal, my result is okay, and I have to go and pick my chest X-ray. So I had to go to the last place, and the last place was where I went to pick my chest X-ray CD or envelope with a CD inside it. So I went there and I sat there. There was still people queuing and waiting because others were being given vaccination and stuff. Remember, for me, I did not like how to get any vaccination, but I had to wait because some people were ahead of me on the queue. So I had to wait for them to get vaccinated, and so until when my time came, I was given my CD with the chest X-ray result, and I knew, boom, now we're going directly to the interview or to the embassy for the interview. So basically that is it all about the medical experience time. So keep it Kakazonito. The next video will be the interview, what entails the interview, how it goes, how I got late to the interview, and how everything went down, and what you need to be with when going to the interview, the amount of money and every document that you need, and what you are given there, the welcome and everything. All right, keep it Kakadoniso USA. Thank you so much. God bless you. Adios. Bye bye.